Good evening. Tonight, the waves are restless. If you follow the signal from the beginning, you know it doesn't choose the same place twice. It waits. It listens. And when the silence is deepest, it finds someone new. In the observatory, Eleanor Rose heard its first three tones in the quiet of the stars. In the cockpit above the Pacific, Captain Adrian Cole felt its presence in the stillness of the sky. But tonight, it drifts lower to the black waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Here, a sailor will hear something he cannot explain, something that will follow him long after the voyage ends. This is episode 3, The Sailor at Sea. His name was Daniel Mercer, 36, a quiet man who had been at sea for half his life. He served as a deckhand on the freighter Northern Reach, a vessel that carried containers across the Atlantic. At night, the ship was a world of steel corridors, humming engines, and endless ocean. It was Daniel's turn for the midnight watch. The others were asleep, their bunks creaking softly with the rhythm of the waves. On deck, the air was sharp with salt. The wind whipped around the railing, tugging at his jacket. The ocean stretched in every direction, black and infinite, blending into the sky. Daniel loved these hours. The ship groaned and shifted. The sea sighed against the hull, and above him the stars shone as if hung just for him. He always said it was the only time he felt truly alone with the world. But that night, he would learn he wasn't alone at all. He carried a small shortwave radio, more habit than necessity. Sailors had always trusted radios, companions in the dark, lifelines when storms rose. He clicked it on, letting the static buzz fill the night. It was like a blanket of sound against the emptiness. Minutes passed. The static wavered, then shifted. 3 tones, clear, sharp, glassy. Daniel froze, hand tightening on the metal casing. The tones paused, then repeated. He twisted the dial, searching for interference, maybe another ship's beacon. But no matter where he turned, the tones followed. Always 3, always the same rhythm. He leaned over the rail, scanning the horizon. Nothing but rolling water and faint starlight. The ship's wake stretched behind like a silver scar. Then, beneath the tones, he heard it. A whisper, so faint he thought the wind was tricking him. But it came again, threading through the static. Not words he knew, not any language at all. Just sound shaped into the outline of a voice. Daniel's skin prickled. His breath slowed. He whispered back into the dark. "Who are you?" The tone stopped. The ocean seemed to hold its breath. Then they returned slower, drawn out, echoing in a way that seemed deliberate. Daniel's heartbeat matched their rhythm. His body felt tuned to them, like the ocean itself had shifted to that same pattern. The waves struck the hull in 3s, the wind gusted in 3s, and the whisper deepened. Not closer, not louder, just more present. As if it wasn't coming through the radio anymore, but directly into him. He stumbled back from the railing, clutching the device like it was alive. The deck groaned beneath his boots. The night pressed in heavier, darker. For the first time in his career at sea, Daniel wanted to run. But where could he go? There was nothing but water in every direction. He tried the emergency frequency. Nothing. He tried the bridge, dead, but the tones remained. They were calm, patient, relentless. Daniel closed his eyes, fighting the urge to throw the radio overboard. He could feel the sound crawling through his chest, vibrating in his bones. The stars above flickered strangely, like faint ripples of light across water. For a moment, he thought they formed a pattern, a constellation he had never seen before. He blinked. The pattern was gone. The whisper returned. This time it seemed to form syllables, as though straining to shape itself into something he might recognize. But each time it neared coherence, it dissolved back into static, leaving Daniel gasping in frustration. He shouted into the dark, louder than he meant to. "What do you want from me?" The sea answered with silence. Then, faintly, the tones came again. Not from the radio now, but from the ocean itself. They rolled across the waves, low and resonant, like the sea was singing. Daniel staggered to the rail, staring down into the black water. The surface pulsed faintly, glowing for a heartbeat, then fading. The tones rose again, shimmering across the Atlantic, and beneath them, the whisper, louder now, inside him, around him. He pressed his palms to his ears, but it didn't help. The sound was no longer just heard, it was felt. The deck beneath him trembled. The air grew heavy. He swore the horizon bent slightly inward, as though the world itself was curving toward the ship. Then, silence. The glow vanished. The tones ended. Only the hiss of the sea remained. Daniel collapsed to his knees, chest heaving, eyes locked on the horizon. Every instinct screamed at him that the signal hadn't left. It had simply gone quiet. In the morning, Daniel told no one. His crewmates would never believe him. To them, the night was uneventful, the ship steady, the ocean ordinary. But Daniel knew the truth. The tones had called, the ocean had answered, and something had whispered his name. He spent the rest of the voyage glancing over the rail, waiting for the glow, for the tones, for the whisper to return. They never did. Yet reports trickled in. Other ships, other sailors, other nights when the seas seemed to hum with something not human. The signal had left the stars, had crossed the skies, and now it had touched the ocean, and it was still spreading. This was episode 3, The Sailor at Sea.